Thirsty and 30. Thirsty and 30.
Hello, Bay. So, good evening to our thirsty listeners. We are on episode 26 of Thirsty and 30, a the blind chat show on smarter love, dating, and relationships. Tatana. So, I'm sharing one half of your duo.
You are very choppy. I don't know if it's just me or the
Am
rain
I?
or something, but hi, Shari, and I am Bea. So, okay, I'm super excited for this episode, Shari, because I know last year we did an episode on Kdrama, a real life love story, and we even discussed what it's like to be an oppa. So we had a friend who works for Vice, and he tried to be an oppa for a day, and it's really hard work. So tonight, we'll be covering a phenomenon that's across the world, and it's the fandom around BTS. As you told me, Shari, when someone becomes the army, like no one really, it just hits you.
Just
So if
happened.
Yes, so it's these groups of passionate people that call themselves the army. In the realm of love and dating, though, some girls have told us they've been single for 2 years or maybe longer because they can't seem to find someone that matches like their standards for how much they love BTS. Like the bar has really been set high, and it's kind of been impossible for them to even swipe right or left because no one can match that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Am I clear now? Am I better?
yes, you are.
So, yes, Bea, this is real because one of my besties, Marielle, who is engaged now, one time she told me
Mm.
that if she wasn't engaged to our friend Ed, that she would fly to Korea to find her love there, but she's engaged and happy with a Filipino and not an oppa. But she is also an army. So we have people that want to date Bea a lot and yet can't seem to find the one. So we invited two army women to understand how to get out of the dating rut. So we have Monica, a podcaster of the Eavesdrop, and she is also the
Mm.
founder of Sweet Ecstasy. I love Sweet Ecstasy. We also have Kitty, who was our guest on our Thriving series. She is an interior stylist and a photographer. Also, we have a special couple that we have, and we'll bring them in later, Reggie and Katz. So here is Kitty, and here is Monica.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Good evening.
Thanks
Good
for joining us
evening.
tonight.
I
Oh,
want to
Kitty's
first
on
ask
mute also.
though. Oh yeah, Kitty's on mute. Is she on mute? Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry, there you go. Hi
Yeah.
again.
Hi.
Hi, Kitty. Hi, Monica. I want to first ask how you guys became an army. Like, how did you be part of it? What's the story? How did it happen? Because some people tell they don't know when it happened. It just
It just
does.
happened.
Yeah.
It
I
just
actually
happened.
have an anniversary.
Oh,
You
Right?
do? What's your
Most
anniversary?
armies I know they even celebrate
Yeah.
their monthsaries, right? It's so funny.
mm.
So go ahead, Monica. Go first.
Me? Oh, well, I've talked about it before. I was a very reluctant fan
Mm.
of BTS in the beginning. I was very and I've admitted it and I've already said sorry to like army out there. Like I was very judgmental cuz like in the beginning I was like
Right,
why do I have contemporaries like my age, okay?
right.
Um like really into these guys. I couldn't understand it, right?
Yeah.
But of course, that was before I went down this rabbit hole. So
Right.
I would call myself a casual fan, and I really got into it. My son, his
Mm.
friends liked BTS. They liked the songs, they knew it. They were dancing it in their hip hop class and stuff like that. And of course, when Dynamite came out, it was all over, and I couldn't like avoid it anymore. And then
Right.
I had like a co-mom, and she said she was the one who actually helped me. I was like, okay, David wants to watch this concert of theirs. I think it was Sowozu. How do you say
So
it?
was
Yeah.
you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
When they
remember.
were all in their summer outfit and JK looked so
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So
So
is JK your bias?
yes, he
Are
is. He is.
okay.
He's my love.
Okay.
He's my love.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was like, okay, I think I want to buy a ticket to day two. I was like, but how do I do it? Like, I have like, I had no
Right.
idea how to buy an online ticket for an online concert, right? So I'm like,
Right.
so I asked this mom who's an army. Her name's Therese, and she helped me out. She walked me through it, and I bought the ticket, and I watched it passively. I even posted on IG like a picture of me watching it with Sweet X. Like, okay, this is
Mm,
my food during the concert or whatever, and I was still a casual fan. And then
Okay.
another friend of mine, Kim, um, she said, okay, why don't you watch this? It's a great travel show. And since we can't go anywhere, you're going to really like it. And it was links to Bon Voyage.
Bon voyage.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
So
I was like, okay,
back up.
whatever. I have time. Let me watch it. And then
Ah,
like they were so funny. So I got to know them first as as themselves through this show, not their music.
exactly. Yeah.
Mm. So that's how. And then it just really snowballed from there. That was
Right.
like those first steps, and then it just went on till here I
Okay.
am today. How about you,
Right.
Kitty? I love your
Similar.
sweater,
Similar.
by the way.
I know this is for my friend, the Purple Horse. Sorry. Shameless
Yeah.
plug, but yeah. Um, was this similar to your story? I was very, how do I say it, skeptic about them at
Mm,
first.
mm.
They're prettier than me.
Yeah, they are. Their
Yes.
skin is so
Their
genius. Excuse
skincare
me.
is whatever
I
it
Oh my
is.
And their
god.
Amazing.
bone
talking,
structure.
to be
Right?
honest, talking
Mhm.
about ideals, the way they look are not my ideal type.
Mm-hmm.
They're not. That's why. So it started with my girls. I have two girls. 14 and 9. So they got into BTS, BT21. This was Persona days. Anyway, so they would keep watching the concert, and to me they all look the same. They could,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like now, with just like one syllable of a, you know who's talking.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I bet
You
you
can
you can
tell
tell
that.
them apart when they're
You
like
can
turned
tell them
around.
apart. Right, exactly.
Breathing. I know his breath
um
like
yeah, then what got me was Anpanman
Mm.
and Go Go, the concerts.
Okay.
It was their dancing and their music that got me first. That got me addicted to watching so many of the past concerts.
Right.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was late 2019, early 2020. And then I started watching Bon Voyage too. And then I got
Oh,
to know them. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. And then you sort of just snowball from there. Next thing I know, I was signing up for a global army membership, signing up for all the
Wow.
concerts. And you
How
have
much
to
does it
watch.
cost to
yeah,
be a
how much is
global
this army
member?
membership?
It's
I don't think it's a
pricey.
lot. Is it
It's
expensive?
it's
What's the
priceless.
price? How pricey?
It's about
I
a
forgot.
thousand. Sorry, no, it's about 5,000 pesos.
What? Did I pay 5,000 for the membership and I didn't know?
See, you don't even look at the price,
I
right?
don't even look at
No,
the price. Just go. Just
Sky's the
go.
it
limit. Walang
includes
budget.
shipping. It includes shipping to Manila, your card, right? This
Oh
was
my
last,
god. It's a
not
digital
this
card.
recent one.
Wait,
There,
so
I
what
had a
comes with a worldwide membership?
yes, and
What
I
what
know that
comes
there's
with?
a different membership for Japan,
Mm.
for Korea, right? Anyway, so there. Um, at first my kids were crazy about them, and now I kind of surpassed that,
Same.
right?
Same.
Mom, I think they're
Yeah.
embarrassed of me.
My son is like that too. He's like, "Oh my god, mom, you're a bigger fan than I am now." I'm like, "Yeah, unfortunately. Yes,
Yeah,
fortunately."
Right. And at the end of a really, really long and tiring day, it's what I really look forward to. Army time.
Yeah.
Watching it
Army
through,
time.
watching Bangtan bombs, and just immersing. Yeah, and V is the love of my life.
Oh, he's your bias. Yes.
Yeah,
Bias as a term? Your
that,
bias?
Oh,
yeah.
I had to learn that too. I had to
What?
learn all the terms. I'm like,
Right?
my Kim's like, who's your bias? I go, what do you mean? Who's my bias? I don't. What do you mean? Like, I don't. What? Huh? I didn't get it. So obviously, who are you into? Who's your favorite? Who is your
Yeah.
favorite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
I think that brings us to our icebreaker question. Bea, take it away.
Oh, before we get into that, I want to say hello to one of our listeners or viewers, Andrew Torres. He says, Hola Kitty, so I think he knows
Hi.
you. We have a little icebreaker, and I'm curious. I think you guys kind of give your answer here, but who among the BTS members would you bring home to meet your mom, and why? Or bring home to the fam,
All of
basically.
them. All of them.
All of them are
One
great.
If
only. Your bias.
if you had
Only
to pick
one.
one,
Yeah.
I've been
If I had
watching
to,
their videos. I would say
It would
RM,
be
but I don't
V.
know enough. So, who would be yours?
It would be V.
V. Okay.
yeah,
Without
it would
a
be.
shadow
It would be
of a doubt.
Jungkook.
Oh, he's so cute,
Jungkook
yeah.
and V. Ako just looking at the photo, Team V rin, I think ako.
Grabe si V.
Okay,
Like,
so Shari and Bea, you guys are not army. You guys are not
No,
into BTS, or are
not at
No.
you?
all.
Not
Not
No.
at
at
all.
all.
Someone just
not at
messaged us that they've been having a hard time dating because they can't get over their BTS, like, their
They
obsession
can't
for,
find anybody that they would love
We
more
yeah.
form
than their
stories
BTS.
in our heads. You know,
Yes.
it's like when they go live, it's like they're talking to you. It's like they're calling me. That's how I feel every time V goes live. It stresses me out. It really like
And when
everything
I
that
saw
I'm
that
doing.
when they say I purple you, what does it mean? Like I don't get like what does that mean? Like is it
Okay,
I
that
love you?
statement
Like
came from V, right? In one of the concerts, he said, "Purple is the last color of the rainbow," which means I. What was that? I trust and love you. I will trust and love you for a very long time. So they came up with that term, like, purple you. It's like I love you. So that's what borahe means.
Yeah.
I purple.
Oh.
How cute.
okay.
Oh my God, Kitty.
Yeah,
Okay.
So cute.
it's my it's my gift for my
For
girls.
your love. Oh,
Cute.
for your
No,
girl.
it's
Oh, okay, okay,
cute
okay.
for me to have it. Yeah,
Okay, so
there.
speaking of K-pop, BTS, and love, usually we have an anonymous caller on the show or an anonymous letter. But tonight, we have a real life couple who kind of has like a bit of a struggle with one of them being kind of a huge K-pop fan. Na feeling the other one is starting to feel a little bit like the third party in the situation. So let's bring them in. Here is
Yeah.
Katz and
Hi
here
Hello.
is Reg.
Kat.
Hi, Kat.
Hi guys. So the
Hey,
first
Hi.
question we have,
third
who's the
party.
K-popper?
Mm. You want
See, this is
I love
proud?
it. I love it.
this is new. I know. You're so
I always
lucky, Kat.
Yeah, I always love it when I
Am
find out there's
I?
a guy who's into K-pop and all that.
Right?
So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I
So
thought also the
yeah.
first few months. Parang, oh my God, it's so cute. Now,
now it's like
Wow. How long have you guys been together?
I thought, how long has he been loving K-pop?
Longer than
That
K-pop, for sure.
Yeah,
uh
longer than K-pop.
Oh, new fan. Okay, so Reggie and Katz, please explain to us these things.
These
Okay.
photos,
And
huh?
Okay.
what
What
is
is
the dynamic of
I
this
know.
relationship, Reggie? Tell us. Tell us a
Okay.
backstory of this. When did this struggle start? Is it even a struggle? Was it fun? And then suddenly now it's a struggle? Shed some
Well,
light.
well, definitely it's fun. I just recently started following K-pop just this the COVID season. I was looking for new things to explore, and I found K-pop because one of my closest friends, he was so into Twice, and then he was sending
Mm,
me a lot of he was sending me a lot of
yeah.
videos, and then so I started getting hooked, and then I was looking for bands and groups that I want to follow. Then eventually, I found IU, who is not a band, and ever since then, I've been listening to her almost every day or every day.
Almost
So it's
every
just
day.
2 years. Yeah, our relationship is
All
still
day.
longer.
Wow.
Thanks.
Cats.
Thank you so
Katz is like,
much.
So, Cats, when did you start getting that like feeling inside na parang feeling ko mas love niyo na yata si Ayu, or I feel, is there a moment na like that na may tinge of jealousy ba that would
I mean,
pop
I
up?
really think that I'm like the girl version of the boyfriends with army girlfriends, because when the army girlfriends make kwento to me na the boyfriends still feel that way, I relate to the boyfriend. Like, I oo nga. Oo nga, no? And then it's kind of silly because paano kami maiinggit, right? Like, we can't, it's hard rin eh, di ba? Kasi, I mean, Reggie's a good boyfriend to me naman. He shows me naman care and love, pero, I guess it's because the attention. So, parang, di ba? Like, minsan, I remember one of the moments that I really went, wait lang, was when there were just more and more merchandise popping up.
That's another story. Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, his plain black phone has a girl on it.
and it's not you.
And it's not me.
Okay lang yun.
Nag-photoshoot na kami sa Japan, na. Nag-photoshoot kami sa Japan, pero never po ako naging background image
I was
sa
gonna
phone
say,
niya.
di ba lang ikaw yung wallpaper?
Never. Ako naging wallpaper. Wala.
Were you his wallpaper but you were replaced?
No,
Or-
I was never
never.
even.
Not
Proper,
ever.
I don't
Oh,
never.
proper.
So it was fine. Never naman eh.
Okay.
Hindi bumaba. Steady lang. Steady.
Oo.
Mm.
Galing.
Yung
Yan,
love
yan
niya
yung-
for Ayu gumanon. Yung sa'yo, stable. You're his
Ito,
rock.
okay. Salamat, salamat. But yeah, and it's kind of weird to like feel, I don't know what it is. Is it like inget, but also with like, is it real? But then it's not. Like,
Right.
very,
Yeah.
in a very funny way naman. Like, I support this. I tried to find him merch also, but not that hard,
Yeah.
I tried lang. I
So,
tried.
Reggie, and on your part naman, did you feel the need to be extra, give her extra attention kasi feeling mo na, oh, she might feel bad na, I use my wallpaper, not her. So I have to be a better boyfriend.
Well, not really. Kasi for me, I try to separate it. The time that I spend with cats and the time that I spend with IU.
Wait lang.
No, I try.
Yeah.
I try to be a good boyfriend. Parang fulfilling the
The
you know,
boyfriend
what
duties.
is- Yes, the boyfriend
The
duties.
duties.
But in my spare time, in my me time, then
Right, it is me time. Eh. That's
Me
where it
time,
falls
it's me time.
into. Diba?
Yeah. Parang nakuha mo na ilang oras ko sa isang araw, pati ba naman yung me time, kukunin.
Pati ba yung Ayu time?
Pero gets ko yan. Like, cause I would like when BTS was in LA, like there was constant content coming out, and
Oh, wow.
Jungkook lost a button on his shirt, and there was like footage of him in his chest and everything. So my feed, my timeline, all of my socials were all BTS, right? Tapos sabi ko, wait lang, parang I feel bad. So may sumingit na picture of Al. Oh, I love you so much. Just to remind myself na sino ba yung totoong partner ko sa buhay, di ba?
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy when we're flooded with content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cass, meron bang moment na extra na trigger ka? Na parang, hoy, sumusobra ka na, Reggie.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I feel like it was
Sabi ni Reggie,
okay.
What?
Because when you drink, but your inhibitions lowered, right? So it's like your true self comes out, diba? And we weren't together. We were in. I think we were. I was in my condo and you were in yours, and you were drinking with your friends. And then I think it was like the post inuman uh, chatter, and he was sending me like Telegram videos of him watching IU's concerts and like getting very emotional about it
At
while
4
he
a.m.
was
I think it was at 4
at
a.m.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was so sober, like yeah. And then he was like, you know what, money is not an option. We're gonna watch her concert.
Concert, yeah.
Like we're good. I
Sky's the
don't
limit.
care. Yeah, like here's the kicker. He goes, because honestly, IU is the reason why I survived the pandemic. And
Yes.
You are a boy version of us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super.
she got me through it. And so if I was like a little bit weaker in the heart, I would have
Right.
been like, paano naman ako? Like,
If you're just like a little less like insecure, wala na.
yeah, like,
Yan.
di ko siya kamukha. Okay, ganon.
Korean. You
Okay,
could
wait,
be-
but I'm not familiar with her. So Reggie, and she's a singer, actress. What?
Yeah, she is a
Yay,
soloist and an
Monica.
actress as well.
Oh,
Monica,
Reggie
Yeah.
looks so proud.
IU.
Huh?
Don't like IU.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget her, Reggie. Forget her. Just kidding.
There's a whole bunch of armies mad at IU.
Oh really? Aww. Okay. So she's a soloist, and what's her
She's
music?
good.
She sings well.
Ballad,
Okay,
right?
ballad.
Explain
music?
why she saved
Yeah.
you in the pandemic.
Oh,
Explain
and
it.
what? And maybe
like
what is it
her? What do
about
you
her?
like
What is it about her that like really,
Pulled you.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know. When I'm listening to her songs, it just makes me feel good. It's not as edgy, it's not as fast. So I think
That's your
it's all about
face.
enjoyment.
Look at Katz.
Kasi
I'm
katabi niya eh.
supportive. I'm supportive.
You
Okay, so
are. I'm so
speaking-
proud of you, Katz. I'm so proud.
Speaking of supportive partners, I want everybody to chime in. When do you think your significant other should be jealous or shouldn't be jealous of their Korean love? Is there a line that you can't cross? Is there a point that it's just too like you ignore na your significant other because you're so obsessed? Like it becomes more than Reggie time, more than me time. It becomes all the
Hmm.
time.
Oh, I don't think it's ever gotten that far yet.
Yeah.
Yet I said yet, no, parang it's gonna happen.
Malapit na.
Not yet.
Anticipating.
Malapit na
I
daw.
feel
Hindi,
like-
hindi.
Yeah, sa akin, in my case, I've been married for such a long time. So parang dead ma. I
Hmm.
feel like because I have so much me time, I don't get to mind anything else, and they're happy about that. But yeah,
But so he doesn't. Your husband doesn't feel like jealous
No.
or.
he supports it. He even watches.
Oh.
He likes the way RM dresses.
Mhm.
Those things. But
Reggie, our
Yeah.
listener said,
I
Patriarch
know.
Turner said, he needs to
I
check out
do.
Blackpink.
Yeah.
honestly,
Okay, I will check out.
I've listened to almost all of the big groups.
I've watched their documentary on Netflix. I like them.
yeah,
I'm not
and-
super
It was
because I'm
fun.
not super immersed into the K-pop, fandom. I really only know BTS. And then as far as K-dramas go, I've only watched like a few, like a
Mm.
handful. Yeah.
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 Does
So
your
it's
partner
really-
ever complain about it, Monica, or like he
Mhm.
is okay with it? Same as
Um,
Kitty.
I think he's okay. He's never outwardly complained. He notices though that but he bought me some merch before. Like he was supportive, like like Katz. But then I feel that there's times where I know like I'm talking too much about them. So it's like you have to read the room. so I'll just be quiet or I'll just change the
Or like-
subject.
or like
But
talk to fellow army.
hmm?
Or or like talk to fellow army,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And that's my outlet. Like there's a lot. I've changed my algorithm because I don't like going on Twitter and seeing like really annoying, angry current
Exactly.
event stuff, you know. So it's all just good vibes. So yung Twitter ko talaga and my IG is like, you know, BTS stuff and happy stuff and all that.
I made a new Twitter account just for that.
You did.
Wow.
For
Just
BTS?
just for BTS. I know some of my friends. I have some friends who actually hide their posts from their husband.
Why?
Why?
Is it too much?
There are husbands who get jealous.
Oh, so
I
it
can
really is
see.
a thing.
And talagang di sila pinapansin yung asawa nila. Ganong level. It
Right.
comes to that.
So do you see, Katina, there is reason to be jealous sometimes, or
If I were
sensitive
in
lang?
Kat's shoes, I'd be super annoyed. Double standard. No, really. Hey. But I have a solution, Kat.
Yes.
Immerse more into
Mm.
our world. Mali mo, mali mo lang. Just keep watching. Sabi nga
I
nila,
think
the army life, you don't choose it, it chooses you. Right?
which is why I am a little like skeptical to just jump in, because I feel like if we're imagine both of us will be
Too much.
buying
Nothing
merch
wrong with that.
Yeah.
and like spending money, and like, okay, you go to IU in Japan or Korea, and I'll go to BTS in the States, and magkita na lang tayo somewhere in Europe, like
That would be so fun. That would be such
That's gonna be
ganun.
fun. Yeah, I support that.
ideal relationship.
Bea and I super can't relate. We were like, oh,
I know. I've never been this obsessed with. I'm just thinking if I've ever been this obsessed, or like how that's such a like
Yeah.
a
No boy bands. No, because like I remember. I don't know because I'm probably older
Harry
than
Potter.
all of you.
oh
I was super
Talima?
into like New Kids on the Block back in the day, as in like however I am now with BTS. That's how I was with New Kids on the Block. And the only thing that's different is I have I have money to buy the merch and stuff. When I was like 16, I was like so poor. I'm like, well, I can't buy it.
I think the closest I've ever gotten was Cats. Remember my obsession with blue? I think that's it. That's the closest.
Yes,
I-
yes, SJ's
with
Blue.
with Blue.
Mine
Yeah,
was
like
like
Duncan.
Spice Girls.
Yeah. mga
Yeah.
ganun.
What are
Okay,
their
so
names?
Duncan,
Girls? Oh,
Simon, Lee. I forgot
I
the
remember
Anthony.
them. Yeah.
Pogi sila, di ba? That's the check.
Yes.
Ano kaya nangyari sa kanila? Okay, anyway, go on, Bea.
we can search. But anyway, anyway, so today we usually have like a three-parter, but tonight is just really fantasy and reality. Because like even if you go dating, or if you start to fall in love for someone, you just really start to fantasize, and then there's the reality that hits. And the same with something like being part of the army. So start out with the fantasy. I want to ask you guys, anyone here, what makes Korean men so attractive, or what makes BTS so attractive? I've searched. I was like, why are people so in love with them, or like really?
And I want to
Really
hear
on
what
them.
Reggie has to
Yeah.
add also about Korean
I was
women
gonna
naman that we
say
can learn
Reggie
from.
will have, but he'll also have comments on the men's side. So
Exactly.
You Reggie,
Okay.
Reggie first because he's
Yeah.
the guy
Go,
perspective.
Reggie. I have, yeah.
What makes Korean women
And men.
or
Women.
IU
And men.
so attractive?
Women
Yeah.
are
do I drop
Are
off
you?
this call? Should I be here?
Stay. You're
should-
part of Shari, Bea, and Katz
I
tayo
commend
ngayon.
you. I commend you for guesting,
Myself
Katz.
is
No,
You're here.
exactly. Your facial expressions are very valuable at this time.
Yeah.
Go.
Go ahead, Reggie.
Okay. Well, I think kasi attractiveness is influenced by the culture. Parang the standards of beauty has always been determined by a significant culture. It just so happened that nowadays there's a cultural revolution that's been happening, and Korea is a top driver of culture. No, for example, I think if you look at it by region, in Europe, I think the culture there is very different. So it's mostly determined by Scandinavian countries that it determines the beauty standard. So you bearded stuff, tall white guys. As compared to Asia, where we are, Korea is one of the biggest cultural influences that we are getting in the Philippines, and that's why our standards of our attractiveness are determined by the dominant culture. I think for me that's it. So
What
it
about
applies to both
um
men and women.
beyond
Yes.
beyond physical though? Beyond physical, are there
With
certain
IU. With
personalities
IU.
that you see that make them so
That was
desirable?
so Miss Universe.
I know, galing nga eh.
Gosh.
Personality, hang on. Pangit personality ko, hindi ko na masabi kung personality eh. But I think it's a difference. Ito theory ko lang, no? But it's the difference between our culture as Filipinos as compared to their culture. So let's say, for example, yung Japanese, yung pa-cute na Japanese, we find that very scarce in our culture, so that we find it attractive. Ours, I think it's mostly pamacho culture, and things that we don't see usually in our daily lives. We find value, we put more value into scarce things, and that's why we think that it's attractive, that kind of personality.
Can I
Ah,
pick up from that? Yung
yes.
Go for it.
okay, from the pamacho culture, that's how it is with the rest of the world. Okay,
Yeah.
what got me, what captured my heart the most with BTS, and I say this a lot, yung sinasabi ni Yoongi, ni Suga, na talagang how they're against toxic masculinity.
Yes.
As in, na, okay, magsiskirt ako, eh ano, I'm more straight than anybody. I'll wear pearl necklaces. But so what? Kasi nga, they're that creative also, I guess. And it still goes back to their culture. Pero yung parang walang ego, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
And going back to how I started getting into this, when my kids got into K-pop first, to BTS, na parang, pwede pala to, na walang violence,
Yeah.
drugs,
Mm-hmm.
pagmumura, and the songs, and it could be so wholesome, and yet, talagang wala. Where are they now? Diba? They're
Right.
really, really, they're beyond K-pop already. They're legends. Yun, yun. It's the toxic masculinity that got me into them. They're so in touch with their femininity, and I think that's how guys should be.
Yeah, I think kasi once you allow yourself to I guess get immersed into this kind of culture, your eyes will open. Cuz like I said in the beginning, I was very judgmental. And when I heard Dynamite, I was like, do they have a girl in their group? And it wasn't, because when I finally saw a video of Dynamite, it was Jimin with his beautiful high falsetto. I'm like, oh my God, it's not a girl, it's a boy. But then again, and then when I saw him, I said, it's a boy with two hoop earrings and like a
Yes,
chain
right?
necklace. And he carried it so well. And I
Yeah.
was like, with them, for me personally, it really shifted my perception on what beauty is and what hotness
Mm,
is. Do you know what I
right.
mean? Because yeah,
Exactly.
I love Chris Evans, I love Ryan Gosling, you know all those hot white boys,
And Adam Levine.
traditionally, but then never did I think that I would find someone hot and effeminate at the same time, you
Exactly.
know so,
Yeah.
and I'm like, it really made me think about a lot of things on many different levels, like how I was really judgy, and how like, you like, and I have a son, and I want him to grow up thinking not in that toxic masculinity
Yes.
area. I want him to
Agree.
think that, okay, if he wants to wear earrings, he's gonna look hot,
Yeah.
and actually he does. He's more fashion than me. He loves dressing up. He loves
Yeah.
accessorizing, and he did that on his own, and I love that he's gonna grow up in a world where that's not gonna be shunned, or he's not gonna
Yeah.
be shamed.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what BTS did. They really broke
Yes, they
many
did very
barriers,
good.
stereotypes. Ang galing
Mm.
talaga. And
And you'll
they
only you'll only like really get it if you open yeah, it
they
sounds so cheesy, right? But if you
yeah.
Yeah.
open your heart to this and open your mind to this, that's when you're really
Yeah.
fully gonna
That's
get it.
No, I
Okay.
was
So
listening to a lot of, sorry, Sherry. I was
no, go
listening to a
ahead. Yeah.
lot of fans like talking about how much they love BTS, and they were talking about like one of the things that they really love about them is the vulnerability. And a lot of people say that vulnerability in the before it wasn't considered sexy. Like you shouldn't show your feelings, shouldn't cry that
Mm,
much. And nowadays, like BTS is like,
they
everyone really
cry
loves
a
them
lot.
because of that.
They cry
Yeah.
a lot. But you should also delve into the lyrics of their songs. I
Yeah.
think that's also what got me liking them even more. So after I got to know like their personality from that reality show of theirs, I really went into their music. I'm like, okay,
Mm.
well, because I'm a radio person, I'm a music person. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, are they good ba? Or are they just like manufactured? Diba?
Right.
But I
Mm.
learned that they
Right.
write their own songs. Suga produces their music, and their lyrics have meaning. It
Depth.
has depth. Tama. There you go.
Nakaka-inlove na
Super.
to, ah. Baka after this maging from
You
your
Mag-marathon ako
will.
nung
guys.
show na
Give
'to.
them a
This
chance.
is actually a
Yeah.
recruitment call. That's what this is.
Tama, tama. Welcome.
Yeah.
I
We
have
have
I
a
have
packet.
good to send if you wanna watch. Just to get
Yes,
to
I
know.
Open our minds. But okay, so because of this newfound appreciation or acceptance to their standard of beauty or their way of showing their or eschewing toxic masculinity, do you feel like this suddenly sets an unrealistic standard for other men, or do you think that this would drive men to do better or shift?
Hmm.
I
That's a
think
good
Well,
question.
Reggie
No,
got a
yeah, I
Korean
think yung
haircut
unrealistic
because
standards,
of
they've been set now way before K-pop pa eh, the chiseled abs,
Mm.
perfectly groomed beard, and then afterwards it's going to be the man bun, mga ganong stuff. So, it's
Fun.
just a matter of time when, the standards change.
Mm-mm.
Parang
I think
opposite
it's.
nga. Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
yeah. Sorry, good. No, you good.
No, it's okay. No, like there are ideals. Yun nga eh. It's going against the ideals this time. But, you know, for the better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Like
I
how
think
you
they
want your
also
son to grow up.
inspire. Yeah, they inspire a lot. I mean, I think after I started watching the guys, they're so fashionable. Al is also into my partner. Al, he's into clothes, but like after he appreciates their style. So I
Hmm.
see him, getting dressed, even though we're not going anywhere. He's dressed in the house. Like, you
Yeah.
look good today. So it's inspiring. This their ideal. But of
Right.
course, uh you remember they're stars, they're superstars. I mean, they're supposed to
Yeah.
look like that, diba?
Mm-mm.
Siyempre. I mean,
But
like
that's the thing. They're
uh
superstars. They can afford to ride fancy cars and
mm,
all. But the path paved for them is so different. Maybe
yeah.
because again they're in Korea. They wash their own dishes.
Mm,
Marunong sila magsaing,
yeah.
guys. They
Uh-uh.
cook. Oh my god, the way they cook.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's in. They do chores. And do
Mm-hmm.
you see them at the end of concerts in their rooms? How they look like, diba? Parang they're so, parang, as in, totoong totoo. They're real people.
Yeah.
They don't act like they're stars. And maybe we owe that to Bang PD. I don't know, whoever's training them. Kasi
Who's
nga, the
that? Oh,
values
okay.
are intact and all. Yeah.
I
But do
love
you
that they show the behind the scenes of like after concert
real
where
life?
they show like if the room is messy, like they acknowledge it, so it's kind of they look human.
No, but I
That's
also
super
think it's a
nice.
K-pop training, diba? It's no joke.
mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
If
It's like an
you
academy, right?
It's an
Yeah.
Yes.
academy. They're
Yeah.
away from their family. I mean, if just I mean watching Blackpink, they were taken from their countries, and then like you're just
Yeah.
in a dorm. BTS also
Yeah.
they were in a dorm. So they started really literally from the bottom, and they really
Kaya
had to work
some
their
get
way up.
depressed, right? May mga
Hmm?
nade-depressed because they tend to become really hard on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay, I have a question on all of us, like dating young, because this is something Sharon were talking about. If, you know, in the beginning, were you high expectations first, and as the years went by, reality kept chipping away at it, or the opposite way, low expectations, and then your love life just like surpassed those expectations?
Let's start
I
with
What
cats.
Yeah, si Katz.
Well, I
Reggie
was
can
very
read the room.
yeah, now it's my turn. Joke. No, I think
Go.
I think that we all grew up with it during a generation of like Disney princesses, save me, prince will save me, that standard, right?
Mhm.
And one boyfriend, since I mean, first boyfriend is my last, it's my first love. That fairy tale kind of joke, that it's embedded in us and we grew up that way, and then until now as adults we carry that trauma, that because we didn't end up with our first love, it's not as real or as perfect, or as a beautiful story or whatever. And then but also realizing now that it's that's not how it used to be. I remember shaming, not man shaming people, but I remember looking down on people who would date around, because I'd
Oh
be like,
no. Oh no.
ew,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry, Kat. Sorry na. Sorry.
and and then now I'm like, girl, dapat you dated around. Like, dapat you dated around para alam mo yung gusto mo, tsaka yung ayaw mo. Kasi kung di ba, paano mo malalaman? Tanga. So, and then you grew out of it. But what I like is the kids now, or the people now. I mean, the youngins now seeing BTS, diba? Parang that's their version of, I guess, our fairy tales. Also, is guys that are emotionally okay to cry, and that are feminine without having to tease them. I think that that's their version of, those are their Prince Charmings.
Mhm.
And although mahal siya dahil mahal ang merch at tickets and all that stuff, diba? I think in the long run, diba, imagine those kids also raising or finding girls and boys that way also. So yeah, when I mean, I love this. I support Reggie in all his, basta equal kami. Basta equal kami ni Ayu. Or
More
ni
ka
sino.
naman.
Oh.
More ka naman.
Thank,
So,
thank
Ren,
you.
when will you make cats your wallpaper?
Huh?
When will you make
Kasi he never it was she was never the wallpaper, so it's okay.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
Yun
Hindi
yun eh.
naman ako
Shame
tinabunan.
before. Yeah.
Oo.
Okay, okay. So,
One
cats,
day.
you'll never be there.
Baka totoong wallpaper na lang. I'm gonna make myself freaking wallpaper
Yeah.
and stick it in your wall.
Alam
Yun na
ko na,
lang.
print, a standee.
A standee of you.
Of me.
Yeah.
Standee.
Di ba may brief na may mukha nung girl? Baka yun na.
Or just wear her face on your shirt and then finally you'll make it.
Parang hindi natutuwa si
Will be
Reggie.
one now?
Parang hindi natutuwa.
Saan siya masaya? Okay na yun.
Okay, how about you, Kitty and Monica?
Sorry, okay. What was it? Bea, what was your question again?
The question
Whatever
was,
Kat said, I agree with everything.
when you were starting out dating, like, whether
Uh-huh.
it was 18 or 20,
Okay.
whatever age you just started dating, was it high expectations first, and as the years went by, you had to lower your expectations, or the other way?
No. Oh my God, girl, no, never, ever, ever lower your expectations. Oh my God, you should always keep it. Like, if you have this ideal, but of course, this ideal man does not exist. Okay. So my dating life naman, I dated a lot. I went to a lot of dates. I met a lot of people, right? But I had very long relationships also. But for me, it was a little difficult because I was a single mom, right? So I was a young mom, and then I was dating, and I was in radio. So it was like it was a lot, growing up. And then I only realized at like the age of 30 that I really didn't need a man to kind of like, oh, we lost Kitty. I didn't need a man to kind of make me complete, make me happy, but that's a long time, right, to realize these things. To each his own naman, everybody has this journey. But for me talaga, I
Sorry.
realized it late in the game, and it was more difficult pa kasi I was a single mom. So that lesson was like so validating. I threw myself like this kick-ass 30 birthday party, and I remember I didn't have a boyfriend at the time. And then I was so happy. I was like, yes, this is me and it's gonna be me and my daughter. And then I met my partner, and that's like a complicated story, but I never lowered my standards, right? And
Hmm.
but your standards should be somebody who respects you and
Hmm.
somebody who's going to love you the way you should be loved, right? So, sure, he might not have abs, but he loves you, diba? And he takes care of you and he's respectful of you. And he's there for you. And all that, all those little boxes that, we have to check. But
Right.
yeah, never don't, even you are going to go through like really can we curse? We're going to go through
Yes.
really
Yes.
shitty people until you find the right one. And even when that right one comes along, you still have to hash out a lot of stuff to last.
Mm.
My partner Al, we've gone through a lot of shit. And we've had major fights. Um and then even now we fight, but like we've learned to kind of talk to each other more productively. So it's like a
Hmm.
constant thing that you have to work on, right? It's
Hmm.
not like you're gonna meet the guy of your dreams and it's like, ooh, happy. It's
Mm.
not like if I meet Jungkook and I marry him, it's gonna be happy. No, feeling ko he's a baby, diba? He's a child.
Uh-huh.
He has to be a man muna. So so like that.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I like what you said about it is complicated, and then you
Mhm.
are gonna meet through a lot of shitty people because we message a lot of girls and they go through ghosting, they go through bad setup dates, so
Yeah.
many are really what do you call this, codependency problems as well, and so many different issues like that. And sometimes they're like, I give up, I don't deserve a good relationship. I was like, you
Yeah.
do,
Grabe
you
naman.
There
do.
was one na Bea and I were like so affected because she was like, unfortunately, we are back together. And we're like, no,
Oh,
sayang ka. I
Oh,
mean, you start with something or a sentence with the word unfortunately, clearly.
yeah. All
There's a
right.
lot of
Yeah, but
That's like
X's
a
I
red
right
mean, I
there.
flag.
get that.
Yeah.
She's brutal with like chop chop, like cut someone. So I get the whole like staying around and hanging around for a bad
Until when
person.
though?
I'm
I'm
just all
not
for
doing that now, but
yeah.
Okay.
I'm just all for
I'm
less
okay.
pain. Less pain
Mhm.
'cause the longer you stick with something, the more painful it will be. So the less painful, the better. So
But you've got
speaking of
Georgia, you've got dogs with you. You know, some people
course, the
don't
love of
have
my
dogs
life.
around.
I don't
Want
even
a
know.
dog?
I don't even know if I'd be able to survive dating in this age with social
Oh,
media
Yeah, there's so many
and
terms
right.
now. Like
yeah.
there's like
No, and
what are
it's
the
also
terms?
very public. I mean, we didn't have like IG
That's
when I
true.
was dating. Imagine, oh my god, oh my god. So
Right.
yeah.
I'm glad no wala.
Yeah.
How about you, Kitty? What were you like when you were like younger, dating and starting out?
Gosh, really? Wait, hindi ko na matandaan. There was no Instagram. It wasn't public. It was between me
Mm,
and him, diba? Here's the thing. We're talking about setting standards, right?
mm,
We have standards. When I was single, I had all these standards. But when a guy comes along, sweeps you off your feet, kahit na ano pang sabihin niya, kahit na anong, wala ka ng pake, you forget your standards, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
at
how I
some point,
was
yes.
at some point.
mm,
Kaya nga eh, I don't know if that's right. I don't know if it's wrong. It's just that I think it's good to be open, to
mm,
open
Yeah.
your mind and your heart to change. Kasi mahirap eh.
Mm,
If you really think that you and Jungkook will end up together, great. But
right.
you and IU, joke lang.
Sikat.
Because,
Parang,
mm-mm.
Wala, you'll know that your heart is capable of, changing
Mhm. That's
or
true.
yeah, because you're in love or because you think you're in love. That guy may be the right one, he may not, but you'll get to the right one. You just yeah.
Yeah. So taking from what Kitty just said, we want to jump to reality. So you said about, keeping your heart open and being open to change. So what should women stop idealizing about these Korean men? Because like Bea and I said a while ago, some of them said that they can't date anymore because they idealize their future partner
That's
because they're
funny,
so
right?
stuck. They're so stuck on the characteristics that these Korean idols that they have. So
Mhm.
what should they stop idealizing so that they can finally date, you know, mortals, not K-pop peeps.
I don't know, ang hirap ngayon because first of all, we're all locked down, right?
Yeah.
Parang,
Mm,
how are people gonna go out? I was gonna say na, sige, fine, keep your ideals, keep them, but still get to meet people,
Yeah.
diba?
Hmm.
You never know.
But then how do you meet people now? No. But I feel
I
like the
don't know.
friends, your friends who are really into the K-pop guys, the idols, I think it's just a phase, and it's a great phase to be in. Like you're infatuated with these guys, and if that's what's keeping you going and
Yeah.
happy, and maybe it's keeping them motivated to work out, to look good, to dress up,
Hmm.
diba? I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
okay, because eventually all those little steps will lead them to a real man in their
Right.
real life,
It
you know?
makes them a better person. It's more for them,
Yeah,
right? It's more
yeah.
for
Mhm.
these
Yeah, I
girls.
like that. I like that.
So, Shari, to answer your question, no, there's nothing will change about.
Don't change.
Keep going, girls. Go lang.
I've been
Yeah,
Just
what
seeing the
better
women
army,
yourself.
That's a good
the
point.
army where they do a lot of acts of kindness because I think that's big as well with BTS. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's good for the dating world because these men will see, whether it's when men date these women, they'll be kind people. Sana it's just the other way also, diba? I was like, because they do a lot of charity work. I was like, okay, this is good. Good for the world, I think. I'm going to be the
Biggest
army
advantage.
after this.
Oo nga, I know.
They're
I'm
gonna
excited.
start binging. You should. You should. I told you, this is how I started also. I think Marielle was the one who kept sending us. Marielle is our army friend.
Yeah.
She just kept sending us like videos and then one by one we started falling. Um,
Your next
are
and
you
Katz.
the last
Your
woman
next.
yeah,
standing?
I mean, I have a bias. I'm like 1 foot na.
Yeah,
It's just
Wa-
if
I
I
understand
Itulak.
that.
Itulak na lang si
Don't force
Katz.
it.
oo.
Konti na lang.
Yeah,
Go
Yeah,
lang.
one
Konti
Keep
na
foot
lang.
pushing.
safely in the shallow area, ganon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
You
get that.
know,
I get
Ooh.
that.
pero parang
Sumisid ka na. Sumisid
like
ka na.
kung bumitaw pa ako, yeah. But I super agree with what you said, Fran, na parang they shouldn't change if because wala rin naman mangyayari eh. Like
Mhm.
is it I don't really think that their obsession with BTS is the one stopping them. I think it's
Mhm.
COVID that's stopping the dating
Yeah,
life, guys. Like,
right,
let's
True.
be real,
right.
And then after, when we're all out, there's gonna be a spark out there. Like, they're
Mhm.
gonna meet someone who looks nothing like a Korean pop star,
Mhm.
and like, it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Real
Katz,
life is
pag
gonna
lumabas
happen.
ako pag lumabas ako ng bahay ko, wala akong mahanap na spark. Hahanapin kita.
Sabi mo.
Hahanapin kita.
But hey, you'll be hot. You'll be mentally
Yeah,
okay because you worked
right.
on yourself. Oh,
You'll have good facial regime because these Korean guys.
oh
I
yeah.
got so kikai about my face because like J Hope would be like, "Oh, my face looks puffy." I'm like, "Oh no,
Right?
I never thought of that before. Does my face
She
look puffy,
wakes up.
guys?"
She
Shit,
wakes
nagmamassage siya in the morning, diba? Sabi ko, "Fuck,
right.
I need to do that too."
Yeah, ako eh.
Oo.
How,
So, syempre, yun, kikai na. Oh, well, whatever.
how about you, Reggie? Has your skincare changed because of K-pop and IU?
Oh, oh yeah, definitely. I'm using more Korean products now than before. Yep. Yung mask. I got it from
Yung
them
mask.
every day nagmamask.
Yeah. Actually,
Can you
Reggie, I'm
guys,
curious. Oh, so go on, Kitty.
sorry, Singles Inferno, please watch.
I've watched
Oh,
it
okay.
na.
I've been
You watched
watching
it
it.
na.
Yeah,
Why
Finished
are
it
people
na.
Good?
obsessed with
Is
it?
it good?
Why? Why are
it's
people
good.
obsessed with
It's
it?
Good.
good.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
hard. It's nakakatuwa siya. It's a dating show. I've never
Okay.
watched a full season of a dating show. First time. Nakakatawa.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just
On
Okay.
my to watch list nga eh.
Okay.
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 What's
So
this?
Was that
What's
cat?
this?
it's a
Let me
Korean
just show
drink.
you the
Oh yeah.
Korean milk that we had to
Yeah.
buy because
You had to
IU
buy.
forces this.
Oh,
Saan
But
kayo
the banana
nakabili?
milk.
I like banana
Sa
milk.
banana
Even
milk?
though
Banana milk. Yeah. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, that brand. Yeah.
Naghahanap po kami ng kape. Kape po ang hinahanap namin. Umalis kami ng Korean store, may tatlong gatas. Mm.
so
Dahil kay
Reggie,
IU.
So Reggie, they said nga na, you should improve yourself because parang after this pandemic, your obsession with, or for women, your obsession with these with BTS or whoever it is, you're gonna transform yourself to somebody more beautiful. Do you feel like with your newfound passion for IU, did you see yourself? I mean, no joke, right? Did you see yourself improving yourself slowly somehow?
No, not because of her, but because of me. I'm highly narcissistic.
Ah, okay. I like
So
it, honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think
Yeah,
it's honest.
What I do want to note is because of IU, you're more in touch with your feelings.
Nice.
Like,
Oh, I like
yeah,
that.
Or
like
Do you
maybe
like
because
because of
I'm older now,
no, it's
more
because of
I
experience.
IU.
see.
Let's say the truth. Because of you were drunk. You told me when you were drunk. Okay.
How long have you guys been going? How long have you been together, Reggie and Kat?
Um,
Close to
3.
3 years. Yeah.
Almost 3. So 2.5 of that, I had a kabit na K-pop.
Ah, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Two
kabit or
years lang?
K-pop? Kabit or K-pop? What would you prefer? Diba?
K-pop?
Oh,
Ano ba yan,
K-pop
Bea?
ka.
May gulay.
Okay yan. Be grateful. Some
Oh
of us,
my
we still have to find the spark outside. Katsa, pag walang spark. According to our friend Anne, she said COVID is definitely stopping it. Not
Yeah,
K-pop. Okay.
definitely. Mm-mm.
Don't worry, guys. Just enjoy BTS and IU. I think that's way better. Okay, I have a question on settling because I have a few friends that are feeling the pressure. Even guys and girls at this kind of age, they're getting pressure to get engaged, to have, children, get married, and then realizing you can't do that so freely. Um, when when is it really, is there a time where you should just settle for what's in front of you, or
No.
because like some people they do this, like they purposely go on dating apps and they call
Uh-huh.
it like hardballing, like you just
Okay.
tell everyone what you want, like I
All
want two
right.
kids, I want a dog, I want a fence, I want a husband, maybe.
Does it work?
For some people it works, like it
Really?
works, yeah. And
Iba na talaga ngayon. I
I
cannot.
know.
I don't
Right?
think I could hardball on like before the first date. But what do you guys think about settling? Have you seen your friends like settle? Like is it a bad way to think about relationships because of like
Absolutely. Oh my
okay.
god. Yes. Bea, don't
Yeah.
settle. I'm telling you now, huh? Oh my god.
Para sa
At the risk of me sounding very Tita Monica, but like don't settle ever.
This is a therapy session for me,
Yes,
by
it's
the
okay.
way.
Go
I
ahead.
forgot to tell you
ever,
guys.
Kaya
never
pala may
ever
wine.
think and never ever think that you need a man to be happy for
Yes,
the rest
there
of
you
your life.
go. There you
I mean,
go.
if meron, great, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
don't spend your days waiting. Just watch BTS.
Yeah.
Just
I'm asking for a friend. I'm
Maybe
asking for a friend.
settling kasi is not the word you're looking for. I think wiggle room. I think sometimes, to be fair, us women or men also, you can have like kailangan blonde,
Mm.
kailangan blue-eyed. I
Yes,
think
yes,
you
yes.
should do
Mm.
wiggle room for things that actually matter.
Okay.
So maybe for
May
some people that's
kailangan hindi sinisigawan yung waiter. That one
I
is
think
That's yes, of
firm.
yeah,
course. That's
there are
manners.
non-negotiables. Review mo yung
Definitely.
non-negotiables and negotiables mo. Review them.
Uh-uh.
And,
mm-mm.
and see what can be tweaked. But then also don't just stop overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
Meet people.
Right.
Meet people.
Yeah, just I know it's so hard to say that now because it's
I know.
COVID. So how the hell
Yeah.
do you meet people nga, diba? I mean, aside from the
Yeah.
dating apps and all that, right? But like just keep going about your life, but maybe and it's so hard because I remember dating and I remember like, oh my god, I need a guy, I need a boyfriend. I mean, I didn't say it out loud, but subconsciously, yun yung feeling mo eh, right? I
True.
need
Mm-mm.
a
Yes naman.
partner. to
Mm.
enjoy this movie, or I need a partner to go take me out to dinner,
Yeah.
but you have your
Yeah.
girlfriends, you have friends, you have yourself. And like I said earlier, that was something I learned late in the game, na parang okay, I don't need a man yet. And imagine me, like I had a kid, so it's like ideally that mom, dad, child was
Mm.
supposed to happen, right? But I didn't have that, and I wanted it so bad. And I'm like, oh, but then I'd be in relationships that were subpar. I'd be in relationships where my boyfriend's family didn't like me so much because I had a child. But I stayed in that relationship because I wanted to be in a relationship, diba? Eh, di sayang. Sayang my years, diba?
Right.
But I
I
learned
think
from it. I mean, and
yeah,
actually, it's just
you have
sayang.
to
But I mean,
go
you learn
through.
from it. I had to go through it. So, like, if I can like give any advice to like 30s, 20s, no, 20s you're supposed to be dating. 30s, because you kind of feel like, oh, I need to start a family. You don't, dude. You really don't. Don't feel pressured to.
But
Amen.
for the heck of it, fine, go through subpar relationships.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Just for the heck of it. Para lang may maganda ka in the future. But then, para you see. So you, yeah.
Mhm.
So you
You
live
see.
life with no regrets. So you see.
Right. Okay, so I want everybody to answer this question. Reggie, Katz, Kitty, Monica. Okay, so in your personal experience, and you're sick and tired of the subpar relationships, what makes a healthy relationship?
Mm.
Oh. So kung iba yung answer namin ni Reggie, mali kami.
Break na kayo.
Mag-walk out
Di ba
na kayo dalawa
di ba
dito.
game yun?
Break na kayo, break.
Write it in a
Joke.
paper. Para
Chat mo muna.
sabay.
Shopee.
Okay, who wants to start? Let's start with
Hirap,
Reggie.
no? Why is it so?
The rose among the thorns today. Go on, Reggie.
Um, I think it has to be about supporting each other. Parang at the end of the day, even if you don't give extravagant gifts or take out on weekly dates, as long as you are there at the end of the day, then I think that's enough.
I like that. Si Kat's kinikilig.
Hindi, in short, support ko daw yung IU niya.
Yes.
Yun pala
Yun,
yun.
At the end of the day, it's support.
Yeah. I'll go next para fair. Diba? Yeah, support is important. I agree. Kasi that's what we do naman to each other. And I think it's also being like completely honest with yourself and with your partner. Like I remember I was not honest with myself before. And so that's what, you realize late that the relationship isn't working. So with Reggie, we really have conversations that are difficult. Like, hindi mo na ako pinapansin, masyado nang matagal yung concert ni Ayu, mga ganon. Very serious, like, diba? Or I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard, and then I remember one time he was like, maybe you're just looking for a problem. And then I said, no way. I think it's more of like, we really have to discuss these things, diba? Kasi if you don't, it's gonna grow and wala na. And then you're just gonna keep pushing it away. So I think honesty, not just with you, with your partner, but with yourself, Ren.
I like that. Okay. Pero what's your tip? How did you get there? Like, how did you gain
Inaaway ko siya
the
araw-araw.
courage? Nag. Like, sometimes people are scared, diba, to voice out what they want kasi for fear na Reggie will run. Not Reggie, but hypothetical Reggie, right? So how did you gain the confidence to do so?
I went through like a similar experience of like realizing that I don't need a man to be happy. And then when you have that moment, I don't know if this is the same feeling you had, but like you just want to share that feeling to all the women so that they'll never settle again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Diba? Parang, guys, I promise. Like, ganon. So, yun yung na-feel ko. I wanted to be single. And then I just told myself, even with Reggie, and he's great, but, we have to talk about it. And if we don't agree anymore, where's wood? Diba? Then that's also another conversation. But,
right.
Yeah, you have to get to that point. Now you're not afraid to shake the boat, rock the boat.
Rock the yeah.
Yeah, to get it through the ocean.
Nice. Nice
Stick
one,
to the
Kat.
boat.
Nice,
Eh.
nice.
Good.
This is what the
Okay.
girls
I love it.
know.
Sige, push it, push it.
Diba, when you reach that level na you realize that you don't need, that's the time you attract.
Yeah,
You attract
true.
others. Diba?
Mm.
That is true.
Umamin
I
siya.
I think for a healthy communication, healthy relationship communication really is the key. Like Kat said, those difficult conversations, you really have to have them, especially when you decide that, okay, this is the one. This is the one that's going to be for the long haul, right? So it's like this
Yeah.
continuous work. Cuz like it's like I chose you and you chose me. So now we're going to have to work together to figure this out, right? Like cuz they, in normal flaky relationships, it's easy for somebody to say, "Ah, ayoko na, bye." Right? But if when
Yeah.
you're in a real commitment, these two people have to decide together, na, okay, how are we going to talk and work this out so that we can, last? And that's the only way, by really confronting the truths about yourself. Oh my God, Al and I have had major fights where he told me like really like harsh truths about myself. And I had to let go of this pride and this ego, and I'm not like that. But then when you sit down and kind of internalize it all, you have this own little therapy session by yourself. You're like, maybe he's right. Right.
Mhm.
But then that also has to happen with him. Like when I tell him like these things, like you're gaslighting me or you're whatevering me, like think about it. And so he has to come to that conclusion himself also. Remember, you're never going to change somebody else. They have to change on their own.
Yeah.
Right. So all
Agree.
those healthy relationship, it takes a lot of work. Like a
Yeah.
lot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So
I
that's why you
don't.
have to date. That's why you have to date lang.
Yeah.
Don't be serious date, right? Until you find like this person na parang, medyo okay, I'm gonna go in the ring with you. I'm gonna do this with
Oo.
you.
Tsaka
Diba?
parang if you don't date kasi like, di mo malalaman talaga, ayaw ko pala yan. Sometimes kasi you have
Right.
preconceived notions eh. Di ba? Na,
True.
ay, gusto ko yung guy. Ano ba?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, ano bang guy na gusto? Di ba? Gusto ko ganitong guy, mysterious na whatever. Tapos pag na-experience mo na pala, ayaw mo na
Right?
pala.
Yeah.
Diba?
Mysterious.
Serious na sinungaling pala.
Oo
Oh,
nga. Shady lang pala, mysterious.
shady.
Con artist. Okay,
Wala.
Kitty, how about you? Were you gonna say
Yeah,
something?
same. Just to add, also, I don't think there's a perfectly healthy relationship, but to get there, yun nga, it's a lot. It takes a lot of work. Siguro one thing that shows that you're in a healthy relationship is that when you're not competing with each other. Parang for me, that's important.
Yeah.
Ayoko yung parang walang lamangan, you're kind of equal
Yeah.
and you respect each other. You respect
Mhm.
each other's space, work, lahat.
Mhm.
Yeah, there should be no competition within the relationship.
I
Amen.
like
That's
That's
it.
nice. I like that.
I like
And
that.
Yeah.
trust, of course, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know why you have like these dating relationships where parang you want to check his phone because you don't know what he's doing, and that's so it's so anxiety inducing, diba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then once you reach this level of trust with your partner, and then you won't worry na parang okay. It's very nice and peaceful. It's not there's no drama there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you gotta
Someone
look
told
for.
me though that if you don't look, I used to look at my first boyfriend's phone because
Mm.
he cheated on me. But then
Ah,
my someone close to me said that if you don't look, you don't want to know. Is it? Should you look? Do you guys look? What's the
that's
deal?
tricky. I
Right? Because
don't.
like you don't. Okay,
Oh no, I don't
don't.
now because I trust him
Okay.
now. I think I
Mm-mm.
did. I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Like I probably did before when I was dating.
Yeah.
Me
But
too.
then again, yun nga,
Okay.
those never worked out. Eh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
tsaka,
was
I mean,
shocked.
it was trauma, diba? Let's forgive
Oh,
ourselves.
Uh-uh.
There must be reason, diba?
Yes.
Parang, iba eh, iba yung pag,
Mhm.
yeah, like the only reason why I won't check like Reggie's phone now isn't because of like it's just because maybe he changed it to another K-pop star that I have to battle with. What if it's alam mo yun, parang
Like I don't
Wala
need to
akong
check.
bago eh.
like
It's out there. Like, it's in your face.
oh,
You
you
don't
know.
have to check it.
Diba?
Is
Yeah,
there
you,
another?
you don't want to
Is
know.
there a moment ba na you think it's okay to check somebody's phone?
Is
Like, sa
there?
totoo lang, is there a
Pag
time na
mag-shopping ka
parang,
na Lazada or Shopee, gamit phone nila.
Yeah.
But you ask for permission, I guess. Wag naman yung,
Mm.
you know,
But I
oh,
agree.
really? So,
Yeah,
well, like,
I
kung may
feel like it's
concrete
wrong.
proof, okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
feel like it's wrong, but I get the idea because this was a younger person than me,
Right.
and she just said like, if you don't look, you don't want to know. I was like,
depends
okay,
on
but
what
she's a
also.
lot smarter like in finding out the truth, and I'm just like, you know what, the truth is gonna come out when it should, right?
I don't want to be with
Uh,
somebody kasi na I have to dig for the truth
There
palagi. I
you
just
go.
want
Yeah,
it
you don't want
there.
that, right? You don't want that
Yes.
drama.
Yeah.
No, yeah, exactly.
hmm.
And my
Okay.
rule is always like, if you are okay with this 50 years from now, like if you're or if you're okay with this situation when you're 90, then it's okay. But if you're not, kasi diba parang
Yeah.
whatever habit you allow will be
Mm,
paulit-ulit na lang eh.
true,
So
true.
kung okay ka now, okay ka in 50 years from now, and when you're old na,
Mm-mm.
then it's okay. So every day I ask myself, okay, Reggie, okay pa ba tayo 50 years from now? So far naman, the answer is yes.
Every day. I like that question.
But then
Every day.
again, I wonder if there's like levels. Like if kunwari you just started dating, right? And you're just getting to know each other, you're going out a lot. Maybe you shouldn't check his phone because commitment is not there, right? I'm
Mhm.
just thinking out loud. I'm thinking because I'm
Yeah.
Yeah,
thinking of
yeah.
how my relationship kind of evolved, right? Because like so siguro I had checked Al's phone before, pero hindi ko siya trust, diba? I didn't trust him at all. And
Lalim nun ah.
oh, talaga.
Mm-mm.
We went through a lot. So anyway, so and then as the relationship evolves, and then the trust grew, I found less and less need to like. I mean, now it's like I don't care, Kebs, whatevs,
Yeah.
right? But we're in a
Right.
totally different place and level
Yeah.
of our relationship. So I wonder. I mean, I'm just wondering for the dating people out there. Maybe when you're dating like casually, wag muna.
Oo.
You-
Kasi baka hindi
Forever.
lang
I feel
ikaw.
like
Forever,
I feel like it's nakaka-insecure because like in my first one I did it a lot. Like there was one time I fell asleep while looking at it and then he saw my phone and he's like, why do you have the same as my phone? Because I matched like I
You
logged
synced
in.
it?
Oh my
Wow.
god!
I was I was
Wow.
badly
Oh, babe, because he
Yeah.
cheated on you, right? Is
Yeah.
that
Yes,
why?
that was
Yeah.
the first time he cheated me someone I didn't expect, and
Right.
it just like every time I got rid of that a girl, like there would be a new one. So
But
it's
why did you
almost
stay in
like
the relationship?
I
That's the
don't
$1 million
know. That
question.
is the $1 million question.
But you're out of it now, right?
Yeah, now like probably 4 years ago, but like
Oh,
now I just made a rule. It's like I'm not gonna look. I just feel like it makes me sick. Like it doesn't feel
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
You're gonna either feel bad that you did it, or you're gonna find
Mhm.
something you don't want to see, and just both sides are gonna. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
Also,
traumatic.
you're smarter
Very
now.
dramatic.
yeah.
Like
Right.
I was a
you
freaking
will not
crazy
need to
person.
check the phone anymore. You will know even before checking the phone
Right.
if this bra needs to
Yeah.
be left on the curb.
That's
Like
called
that's
gut
Mm,
feel. Diba?
right.
I
Got
mean, there was
exactly.
something that pushed you to want to check at that time. Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
next time wala na. Di na yan.
I got
Tama.
really good at it. I did the
True,
find
true.
my iPhone, the tracking, everything. I
Oh,
got
wow. Gosh.
Yeah. Too much, too much.
yeah, but no, I
Red flag. That's a red
definitely.
flag.
Okay, so I want to end with a kind of a high note where people don't think I'm a creep. Um, can
No, but
we?
we all go through that. I'm sure we've all had our like
Right.
crazy.
You learn a lot about technology, and nowadays I would owe my survival of the pandemic because I was a I was good at
Stalker.
hacking phones. Okay. All right. So my last question is for people that are going through a hard time, whether it's a breakup or something. Do you have like a one practical tip that will just kind of make them feel better, or like just kind of I don't know what you call it. It's not a. It's like in Rocky, like when they're boxing, just like want to keep going. Yeah, it's a bad analogy, but you get it. Just keep going.
Okay.
I guess
Exactly.
to make it more strict, like in connection to dating and people who feel like
Yeah,
they're
go
stuck in a
go.
rut. What is your advice?
Save me. Thank you.
Oh wow.
Ang hirap
Uh,
eh. Ang hirap kasi pandemic. Ang hirap talaga.
Right?
I know.
Like there's no
I'm a believer in online dating. I
Yep.
feel like some people are so quick to be dismissive of online dating that they're all creeps, but it
mm,
is not true. Look
yeah,
at Mike. Labo. Hi, Mike. If you're
What?
watching, he's not a creep at all. I feel like you just gotta. It's hard and it's a sea of
right.
not the
Mm-mm.
best people,
Mhm.
but
It's a
you
seal
know,
dick pics.
just
And one
totoo.
time, you will
Oh my
find a
gosh.
gem. Not a gem of a dick pic, but a gem
Yeah.
of a person.
Yeah.
oh,
Tama. But
Tama,
sometimes you
tama.
do find gems of a dick pic. You're like, oh,
It's, a,
Wow.
it's a
wow.
buffet.
Okay yun ah.
Specimen.
You're like, wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you look at a dick and go, okay yan ah.
I'm pretty sure I have, like, before, obviously not anymore, when I was still getting them, I would send them to you guys, so kayo mag-pretend. I would always pass it on. It's like, look at this. So don't
Pay
pretend.
it
You,
forward.
But I want to have that experience. You're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, okay, okay.
So
Yeah.
pleasantly
But,
surprised. And
yeah, but you will be
Okay, so
pleasantly
wait.
surprised in a person, not a dick pic. I promise.
Mm.
Just try.
Yeah, I
Try.
don't know why people are, well, I guess because there's just so much when you're online, there's a lot of them at your disposal and it's
Yeah.
hard to weed out, you know. Oh my god, I wouldn't even know where to start with online dating. But anyway, so Bea, your question was, so how do you get out of a rut or how do you get over being
Like
depressed?
a, let's say a breakup or something, or like a bad
Mm-mm.
date, or like a, just a bad dick pic. How do you
Ah,
get
oh, you
over
brushed
it?
that off. Like, okay. Next.
But
But
okay, like a harder. Sorry, don't mean. Uh, uh,
a breakup. Oh,
yeah,
you're
a
just
Exactly.
gonna
breakup,
have,
not a harder
okay, okay.
breakup.
Let's say if
Sorry.
it's a breakup, then you're just gonna really have to let yourself feel that for a moment.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Okay.
know.
You guys don't have a go-to like pain reliever. There
Now.
has to be one. Like
Drinking nights with your friend, pero wala. We
Mm-mm.
can't do that as often. And
Exactly.
I hate Zoom drinking.
yeah. It's
Diba?
fake.
I mean,
Uh,
Katz knows my good friend Gino, and when we went through our dating phase, like we would be out all the time, partying and drinking, and that's how we got over stuff. So now, like, how do you do? I don't know. Watch
yeah.
BTS.
okay,
That's
I was
the
waiting
lesson
for you to
here.
say that. I was saying,
They'll make you happy, kasi I don't know.
I
Distract
think it's a
yourself.
different high when you guys
Yeah.
watch BTS. I have
Mm.
yeah, I had contact high from my friend watching BTS with me.
contact high.
And I was like, oh, I get it. And that was the night I discovered my bias. So I agree.
Who is
I
your
think
bias?
it's
Wow,
V
she's all
V
three.
Oh.
yeah. Wrecker is I'm deciding pa. Oh, terminology, alam ko na
What's
rin.
a wrecker?
Explain,
Right.
Katz. Sige.
The kabit.
Yes.
Ah,
The bias
Oh.
wrecker.
our
So if it
wrecker. I got it.
yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, kunyari you have a boyfriend. The wrecker would be the best friend who picks
Mm.
you up at the end of a busy day. Coffee.
Well, that's
Reggie,
controversial, lah.
Reggie, sino yung wrecker?
I have these stories in my head.
Okay.
Joko for me. Like, feeling ko kasi ang busy ni V, Joko would
Mhm.
pick me up later.
Pick you up.
Oo, we'll have lunch together. Ganyan.
It's okay. I have
I
dreams
love
like
this
that.
fan
too.
fiction in your mind. I love it so much.
It's very vivid. It is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oo.
Well,
Hindi nyo na alam, si Kitty is the anonymous writer that is now famous. Hindi nyo lang alam
Huh?
siya na
What?
yun.
What?
Oo, siya na yung mga BTS
Your fan
fanfic.
fiction.
Oh, Marielle told me a bit about that, and I was like, I mean, they're not as PG pala as I thought they would. Anyway, let's
Wait,
move
totoo
on.
ba yan? Wait, what? There's real fan fiction? You're right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
I heard that. Did you write, Kitty?
No, I don't. No.
Ah.
Actually, guys, yung
Wait, what?
nagsusulat ng fanfiction dito si Reggie. Yeah.
Baka siya.
Gossip girl.
Uh,
But anyways, okay, definitely it's either drinking, which we can't do with our friends right
No,
now,
no.
or BTS. So everyone, please indulge and get to know BTS. I think. Um, Shari, I know that's pretty much the end of our questions, but do you have any follow up or final questions?
Voila. I just wanna say thank you to everybody. I have no more final questions except um what did you guys learn today? I guess for everybody. Did you guys pick something up? Like one sentence each. What did you learn? Let's start with again, Reggie, ikaw yung target ko for the day. What did you learn today from us? Anything new?
Something about BTS, the purple one.
The
I
Borahae.
purple you. Yeah.
A
Yeah, I
purple
purple
you.
I
you.
purple you.
I
Okay.
love
Lang.
that, by the way. Sabihin ko na sa mga tao, sa mga lalaki, I purple you. Tingnan natin kung sagutin.
Like,
Bigla.
ano? You'll find the one like that
And if they don't get it, filtered out
next.
na sila.
Oh,
Oo.
filtered out na. Pag may
Kitty,
sumagot,
yeah.
yan.
Kitty, how about you? One lesson today.
Oh, shucks. Parang ang hirap. I'm still in the no to toxic masculinity thing.
Okay. Right.
Oh,
I
that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah. Uh, and that guys can be so into K-pop din. Gulat ako, to be
You're a
honest. I
lesson.
applaud you, Kat. Galing.
How about you, Katz?
Uh,
Lesson.
Ano, it's my first time to talk about this so funnily with Reggie present. So usually it's just me ranting to my girlfriends or
Ah.
me just talking to Reggie, and then like every time he shares a vid or about whatever, I'm really trying hard to be super enthusiastic about his
Sige,
love.
labas mo pa.
Yeah.
Labas mo pa, Kats.
Oo,
Kaya mo
diba?
pa yan.
And ano, fun pala. Like okay pala talaga. Like, you know, I do not parang how do I explain? Kasi kanina, diba, it's kabet or K-pop. That was the whole idea. Diba?
Yeah.
Parang now, it's like, na-reinforce talaga even more na salamat na hindi totoong
Kabet.
kabet. Oo.
Yeah.
At
Tama.
K-pop lang. Oo.
Mm.
And then, yun. Malalaman na lang maybe in the future episode kung sumobra na. Update ko na lang kayo.
Nagbabagong balita. Break na kami.
Oo.
Kasi,
Kabit
Kabit
ka
na.
na.
Kita-kita tayo sa Korea.
Oh,
Pwede
yeah.
rin, yeah.
Yes.
how about you? How about you, Monica?
What did I learn? I think I learned that dating universally, no matter what generation you're part of and whatever, is hard.
Hmm.
AF, as in really. And it's a journey that like everybody has to go through, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was like, I used to think, oh my God, I would never be able to survive dating in this age, like this time. But then I realized, you know, it's just the same. It's the same. It's just different technology. You know, so all the heartaches, all the ups and downs that you will encounter, it's universal. So maybe if you feel that you're alone, you're really not. A lot of people are going through it at the same time. And then a lot of people have gone through it and survived. So if you can find that, you know, you'll realize that you'll survive also. It's not the end of the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Last na. Also, parang never say never. Na we are all capable of changing our hearts and our minds because us, all of us, we'd get into K-pop, right?
Yeah, that's so
And-
true.
Mm-mm.
So, yun. Your standards could still change.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bea, how about you?
Your preferences.
You know, it's funny how Kitty said your standards can change because I am number one. Standards can change depending who's in front of me. And I think just listening to this whole BTS thing is like you can have standards, you can actually like find someone who is vulnerable, like, you know, marunong magsaing, marunong maghugas ng pinggan, maganda rin ang skin, all this stuff. And you have, like, I am personally the kind of person who loves charging it to the, you know, every person I date, I charge it to the credit card of life, like where you're always like swiping for the experience, but you pay for it in the end. So I think just pay it, you know, like the merch that you guys buy, just pay it out in cash, like be direct and just Just get it. Have the standards, because I swear it's gonna be extra hard when you don't, and your standards keep changing. So basically, ideals are okay, and just be flexible and not delusional that you're gonna end up with all the BTS members. Yeah,
Mm.
that's my. And I'm a convert. If you can't beat them, just join them. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a lesson for me. So I will be indulging after this.
Ah,
Okay. Okay.
That's
So next week, guys, we have a final. Oh, well, wait. My lesson naman, if you guys
Yes.
care.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was waiting for your lesson, Shari.
be be open to change and be open to changes and love life, your personality, because you never
Mm.
know, like, what could spark your interest or what can
Mm.
change how you see the world or what can make you happy when you're not open to change. So that is my main lesson of the day. So guys, thank you again, all of you, for indulging us in this K-pop love, K-pop or kabit topic. I mean,
No to kabet. Okay, let's be clear. No to kabet.
naman. Okay, let's not even attract kabet in our vocabulary. Okay, so again, thank you everyone. Next week, we have a financial advisor who talks to us on hot topics on love and dating when it comes to money and how to make sure you don't fight about money down the road.
Mm.
We also have fun questions on KKB, kanya-kanyang bayad. Who should pay on the first date? That's usually a question we get on
Pag
our
inutangan ka sa good question to
on the
ano
first date.
dapat
On the
Bunag.
first date? Oh God.
It happens. It has happened. May mga nabubudol talaga dyan. But
So,
guys, and also send your love problems and of course the milestones, because we don't want just hearing all the bad things, through our Instagram or website thirsty30.clubs, and keep updated through our newsletter thirsty30.substack.com. I'm giving you smart love advice from someone who needs it, me. But and so guys, see you next week, and again, stay thirsty. And guys, before we go, how do people keep in touch with all of you if you want?
right.
Kung ayaw naman, okay lang naman. Reggie, ikaw muna. Reggie, ikaw muna. For
Instagram?
IU fans. IU
Oh,
fans.
ano yung IU fan club account mo?
May
I wish
secret
meron
Twitter
ako.
siya.
May
Makagawa ka
membership
mamaya.
din yan.
Meron din.
Meron din.
Oo. Papost na lang niya sa comment section. Feel ko siya.
Okay. Okay. Katz, how about you?
Yung mga secret Twitters niya. Fan Instagrams. Joke lang. At Kat Salao on Instagram or at Mama Cats on Kumu.
Oh, and Katz
And-
also has a podcast, right? A new podcast.
Oh yeah. So can I plug?
Yay!
A plug real quick.
Yeah,
we
of course.
we are actually dropping our third episode tomorrow. It's called Figure It Out with Bea and Katz. Bea Fabregas Ramos. Oh my God, Fabregas Ramos. And we just talk about how we are in our 30s and we've been friends for a decade. And we went through life, and until now, it's like we're still trying to figure everything out. So yeah, tomorrow's episode is about COVID. Because it's
Hot topic.
hottest
Current
topic.
events.
Trending.
Yeah. Alam mo kami.
Trending.
So, yeah. So there you go.
Monica, how about you?
Yeah, okay, so at SweetX Manila, you can follow that and eat some burgers.
So ko nga, ngayon eh. Nagugutom ako.
Tomorrow.
I agree.
Bukas na.
Or at Monica_Francesca on IG. And then I have a podcast called Eavesdrop Podcast at Eves Podcast. And it's kind of like Bea and Katz, but if you fast forward a couple of years. Ganon.
Perfect. I'm gonna listen already. Para may premonition na ako.
Because
for
we're
the
still trying to figure shit out, and we're like 40. So there you
I'm
go.
supported. And Kitty.
I'm Kitty Bunag on Instagram. That's it. Quitty B.
Oh.
What's your
Thank you.
what's your fan Twitter for BTS? I'm
It's-
Where
gonna
do you
follow
post your
you.
fan fiction?
I'll
DM,
DM it
I'll,
to you.
I'll follow you. Okay. Yes, yes.
It's
It's secret talaga eh.
it's hard to say. But it's
Okay.
Kit and then Tay.
Ah, okay.
You know that
You guys.
my wall is green because of Teo. I repainted my walls green because of Teo.
No.
Very few people know that. Promise. As in
Wow.
everything is green. Diba? Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Kitty. I love this. Really, this is has been enlightening. I'm gonna message you after what I should get into. But thank you, Reggie, Katz,
Yes.
and
I'll
Monica,
send you.
and Shari,
Thank
Shari
you,
also,
everyone.
and everyone.
Thank you.
Stay thirsty.
Nice
See
to meet
you.
you guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Stay
Bye.
thirsty.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye. So.
Thirsty and 30.